Hey, sure thing. I've been in this industry for 27 years. I come from enterprise asset management. So I launched a lot of those products in that portfolio from an idea that we had on a whiteboard to what we have today. At Hexagon, I serve within the portfolio strategy enablement team, as you mentioned. So what we do is we help provide the strategy of where we're going to go, why we're going to go, when we're going to go, and how. And then we help enable the field. And doing that, we work a lot with customers. And in the digital assets side of our portfolio, we have thousands of them, varying from size, from industry, from geography, you name it. And what we're doing is we're trying to take the various solutions that we have, bring them together where it makes sense, where it's vertically specific, and where it's competitively advantageous for us, and then also gives an opportunity to be able to drive our customers where they want to go. It's never the same, and it's always continuing to improve upon itself. So when we go to events like this, it's really where we get a chance to learn and hear use cases on what's working and what's not. Mhm. Sure. Digital transformation can be extremely difficult for many organizations for many reasons. A lot of it tends to be around the culture change that's there. So you need to have a solution that is very usable. They need to get into the solution and get out. And they have a lot of different types of data sources that live in silo. As you well know, there's a lot of spreadsheets that are out there. There's a lot of paper that's out there. And there's a lot of history that's out there. The trends that we're trying to see in our customer base are becoming blatantly obvious. And there's the ones that are around usability, personalization, being able to get to end goals faster because it's easier to use the system. The more difficult it is to find what you're trying to find, to be able to execute the process you're trying to execute is difficult. That's why we see a lot, as an example, in our customers, the need to do mobile first. Mobile applications are built to be able to be done where the point of work is occurring. So a lot of times you'll have folks go out and work on pieces of equipment that come back and record it on that workstation. We feel that the most unnatural thing you can see in the maintenance world is a technician at a workstation, because he or she needs to be in the field working on a piece of equipment because that's what they enjoy. So when we see that type of operation where they're recording their work as they do it on a mobile solution, then we capture that information at the point of action and we start to bring it into the system and start to utilize it, democratize it, share it across the board. So we see a lot of that type of wave. Another thing I'll touch on just briefly is the amount of information that's out there is becoming bigger and bigger and bigger. And I let me rephrase that. It's not necessarily information, but it's data. And the question is what you do with this mountain and deluge of data to be able to produce information out of it. There's a lot of things that you could do, but it's a bigger question of what should you do. I think people are still struggling to find out what that means. Mm-hmm. You bet. You bet. It is. So part of it is the access to data like we've never seen before. We've seen it creep in, but now it's really in a mountain set. Enterprise asset management has always been focusing on those assets and what those assets can do, but the information has always been siloed to one organization or the next, either to maintenance or to engineering. It's not been proliferated throughout the entire organization. Asset performance management provides a lot of those visibilities because it gets to reliability standards, practices, processes that are built into it. We've been adding reliability capabilities since 2002, 2003. We do a lot of algorithms that are based on reliability principles. We do a lot of work in trying to get our folks to understand what reliability is and just understand the very vernacular to try and get there. So what we're seeing is not necessarily convergence of APM to EAM, but an evolution of EAM to incorporate APM, if that makes more sense. We're seeing more analytics. We're seeing more drivers of sensoring. We're seeing more practices that are built out. We're seeing more strategic portfolio definitions that come from planning for assets better, planning for capital assets better, and really looking for a way to be able to visualize all that content. So we definitely see it, and we've been developing that evolution in our product for quite some time, but we're seeing a lot more customers that come into it as a demand first.
So what has changed since the company's acquisition of previous
Uh, it's a good question. So when we were acquired from Infor to Hexagon, the opportunities were vast because it gave us an opportunity to think about engineering grade offerings, which we couldn't think about before. Things like visualization into the smart digital reality that they have, and being able to have a visualization of a plant, and then going into the metadata that we offer about failure analysis, of historical record definitions, of different types of visualizations that we couldn't get to before. And we're seeing that now, and we can do that now. Not only that smart digital reality, but all the tools that are used to build that design, to be able to transition from the design project side into the asset management side, the operation side, and then even get to tools that can secure those off. Then we can think about what we can do more in the operational elements of each individual vertical because of all the different divisions that are there. But we're kicking into a new gear that prior to the acquisition, we never would be able to even locate. So it's going to be interesting because we really have the opportunity to take tools that we have and look at EAM as it is in the market and truly redefine what it even means. So it's a good opportunity. Wow. I think one for us is thinking about how quickly one can get to a smart digital reality and make it operational. Tools like we have within Leica to be able to go out and do a scan of a plant and make it truly evergreen digital image and make it work within functional areas of the organization. A lot of times that other competitors that we see in the space, as an example, they take a long time to build that out. And it's very difficult to keep it evergreen. It's very difficult to be able to maintain it within each organization. Hexagon can really add a lot of fire to that, and they can be able to bring it in on a regular basis. So what we once thought was going to take months, if not years, to be able to build out in customers' eyes can take a lot shorter amount of time and get to value very quickly. Always do. Thank you very much.